What's your most memorable moment?
Oh, there's a lot. Obviously winning world titles is always memorable, and I've been lucky enough to win 3 of those, 2 in Hawaii. But another race I won was a race in Minnesota in 2005, which was, at the time, it was the highest paying race in the world. And you know, my wife and I were new parents. Our daughter was 8 weeks old, so that whole time was a memorable time just for that reason. But then to win the biggest race in the world 8 weeks later and win $250,000, it was it was unheard of in our sport, because most races it's 5 or 10 grand to win a big race. So that was just a one-off race, and yeah, that was a memorable victory, because that was, you know, the first time really I felt like a true professional, in the sense that I wasn't just breaking even. And, you know, we were
making a living out of it.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I'd been, I guess, training and racing that way for 7 or 8 years by then already. But in terms of actually the financial side of it, yeah, we were able to pay our townhouse off and put some money aside for our daughter. So that was a very memorable time. And every race, you know, for different reasons. I mean, obviously when you win the big ones, the world titles, it's always good. But I think every race is a journey for different reasons. You know, I race for different distances, and they're all hard for different reasons. They present different challenges, physical and mental, and you know, you learn something in each of them. So, you know, I remember every race I've ever done.
What does it mean to win Kona?
Well, I think it changes the way other people perceive you as an athlete, and in some ways it changes the way I perceive myself as an athlete, because that was really the race that started everything for our sport. And I guess it's the marquee event in triathlon. It's like winning Wimbledon for a tennis player, or winning the Masters as a golfer. So, I mean, it doesn't change the person you are, but in a professional sense, I think it changes the way the sport perceives you, the media perceives you, and it gives you confidence the way you perceive yourself as an athlete, being able to beat everybody on such a big occasion. Yeah, it's hard to put into words. I do a little bit of public speaking, and I try and talk about that race, but it's hard to articulate what it feels like to win that race. And you know, you dream about it so much. Well, I did. I dreamt about it every night for 10 years, and you know, I was lucky enough to win on my 2nd attempt there. And it's hard, it is surreal. I know you hear people say it, but it is exactly like I dreamed it. So when you're actually living it, it feels like it's still a dream. And even now, I look back, I've been lucky enough to win it twice, and it hasn't really sunk in. I think it'll sink in after my career. Yeah, it's something I'm very proud of, absolutely. And
can we see you win it for a 3rd time?
Well, that's the thing, you know, I don't like to dwell in the past. I'm very proud of what I've achieved, but hopefully there's still a few chapters to write in my career. So I like to look forward and, you know, learn the lessons from all the races I've done in the past, win or lose. But, you know, I like to look forward and try and improve as an athlete. So that's what I'm trying to do this year. I'm going back. It'll be my fifth crack at Kona this year, and you know, I'd like to think I'm a better athlete than I was when I won my first one. So the competition is better as well, and you need to continually reinvent yourself, and it'll be a big challenge. But it's something I you know, that's what I love about the sport, just really challenging yourself to not to win Kona, but to put in a performance that I can be proud of and say that's probably the best I've ever raced there. So that's, for me, that's what I'm aiming to do.
Is missing out here on Ironman Australia a setback for Kona?
Well, it is and it isn't. I mean, it's a setback personally, because I race overseas so much. It's nice to race at home. We don't get to race in Australia that much, and my family were all here. As a past champion in Kona, I get qualification to Kona, but you have to validate that spot by doing another Ironman. So in that regard, because by not finishing today, I haven't validated my entry yet. But so I guess my schedule will take a little bit of a hit. I'll have to rejig the schedule to fit another full distance race in.
And in the big picture, is winning Kona for a 3rd, is that the goal? Is that at the forefront at the moment?
Oh, that's always the goal. You know, I'm also doing the half Ironman World Champs this year, which I haven't done for a while. They're in Las Vegas, a month out from Hawaii, and that was the first world title I ever won over that distance in 2006. We haven't really been back since, so it's interesting. This year they moved that race before Hawaii, so I think legitimately people can actually attempt the double, which I'll be trying to do. And but yeah, the big focus is always Hawaii. It's the hardest nut to crack, so I think it's the one you have to put the most thought into and you know, really prepare meticulously, because that race, your performance is all in the preparation.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, Crowie, here on Banzai. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. We hope you get better.
Thank you. Yeah.
And we hope to see you at Kona too.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you.